All right, I'm back in the place. Got something to talk about. All right, let me see what YouTube looking like first before I start talking. Let me see what YouTube is looking like before I start talking. This might sound like a diss towards somebody, but you don't know me and you're just saying it because, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It makes no sense to me. What's up? I'm precisely salute. Appreciate you. It's crazy that people want people that know stuff to be quiet. They want the boxing fans to be quiet. You want people that's actually boxing fans or box to be quiet, or selective people, because I'm pretty sure that this guy that called himself correcting me or putting me in check, I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man. I've been in this community for a very long time. Probably much longer than you ever did. And he's trying to tell me what I have to say shouldn't matter or is irrelevant. That's crazy because you don't have a boxing. I can see if I can see if Sean Porter kind of said it, kind of. If Sean Porter kind of said it, but Sean Porter is not really, he's not a gamer. I box and I game. Did I box on the level of Sean Porter? No. Did I win more amateur titles than Sean Porter? Yes. Did I win more pro fights than Sean Porter? No. But that still is irrelevant. I know boxing. I experience boxing. But you telling people that their opinions don't matter. But I'm pretty sure that these people that's loud and no disrespect to showbiz. I'm not trying to create no type of rift, but I'm being honest. I'm being honest because he like grandstanding. He's grandstanding. How you grandstanding about a person that know what's wrong when he see what boxing is? Or you get mad at somebody that's because showbiz don't want a realistic boxing game no more. At first, that's what he was pushing for. Now it's more of, it gotta be fun. Isn't I watch you commentate boxing matches. You're watching real boxing matches. They're fun to you. So how are you saying stop trying to chime up for the casual fans? You want them to be more than just staying casual. You want them to progress. You want them to have a better understanding of the sport. But if their perspective of what boxing is what fighting games look like, that's what they're going to only look for. They're not going to respect boxers that box beautifully. They're not going to respect a boxer that beats a slugger, a boxer that beats a brawler, a boxer that beats a counterpuncher. So you got to stop saying what is fun. You got to stop saying what is fun for a casual fan. Because you're supposed to be teaching casual fans how to identify certain things, how to see what works. But if we've been honest, it makes it seem like you're just a good talker and you're not really as hardcore if you say you was. You're just a good talker. And no shots. but there is shots. If you feel like it's a shot, it's a shot. But I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. When you telling people to be quiet, let me read what this joker. What's up, Blaster X? Salute, man. You've been missing in action. Let me see. I'm gonna read something. This joker was saying something to me, and I'm like, yo, what's wrong with this joker? He's saying it like I talk like the beast. Like I'm real aggressive and all that. And he's saying they don't need my feedback. They don't need my ideas. Man, trust me. Trust me. If anybody in this community looked at the ideas that I got, I would have $1 billion game, and it would be historic. So when you say they don't need my ideas, they got enough, they know what we want, you're saying that because you don't want me to say anything. Aaron, all right. I was wondering what that was. I was wondering who popping up. Hold up. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, what's up, Poe?
What's up, man? Joker got me heated, man.
Who?
Joker, y'all saying it's Diddler? Diddler?
No.
I ain't know who it was. I didn't want to just go at everybody because I like Sean Porter and I like a couple of guys that's in the them. But what's called Grump's not a part of that crew no more.
Of course not. After he went all that on that rant,
yeah,
surviving
that's what I
Sean
thought it
Porter.
was at first. I thought it ain't Grumps, but then I that's why I was actually like, who the heck is that? And this guy like corrected me and telling me we don't need your ideas and stuff like that. That's not your game. They literally think because Sean Porter went there that they're a part of the team.
Well, they've taught Didier. I think that's how you pronounce it, Didier, or Didier, whatever. I'm just gonna call him D.
Yeah.
He's talked to he's talked to the developers too. So I mean that's probably the way that he's gotten onto that's the reason why he probably even commented in the first place to you was because he has talked to the developers. And I think the problem was I think there's a miscommunication because I don't think that he realizes that you're not Beast. I think he thinks that you're Beast. Because when he talked about the whole threatening violence and everything like that, you haven't done that. So he's definitely got you misconstrued with Beast.
Yeah, they ain't talking about we did. He's like, we don't need they don't need your ideas and this and that. I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? They look at my ideas every day because I on LinkedIn, like I be telling people on LinkedIn, you can see who looked at your post. And I posted and it got Still City. The last 90 days, at least 6 other people on their team looked at my post. And every other day it regenerates. It shows that 6 more people or the same 6 people, they keep looking at my posts. So for them to say that, that's crazy. And Showbiz, now I gotta get on Showbiz. Showbiz telling the developers not to listen to the fans. Which fans are you talking about? Who are you telling them not to listen to? But are you telling them to listen to you? Because you're part of the, if you want to be honest, they shouldn't be listening to you either. You said just go by what y'all want to do. And what they want to do is all of them not boxing fans. We gotta hope that they somewhat listen to CB the new guy that they got in there, that's he's a boxing coach. But my thing is that some stuff I was looking at, I was like, man, he's all right. He's all right. But like I say, one coach should not be in there, even though it's a good start, it's a good thing. But one coach should not decide, because if you pay attention, every boxer fights differently. They punch differently, all these different things, and he's probably going to go by what he knows and what he thinks is right. Because I was looking at him do with CB, and they were basically saying like I don't know if it I don't think it was you that said that they was just showing it was just a show that show us that that it's a motion capture suit, and you know how it looked to work. But then I think Boxing Fanatical or Box Eye View said they was like that was actually a session. And I was like, that session, that's not how you should have did that. Because I did a mocap session, like when I told you I tore my shoulder. And you got to do full range of motion, and he was doing too much motion, and that's what you're going to put in the game. You don't want no weird motion going in the game. You know, I don't want to tear the game apart, and I don't want to be negative. I want to be optimistic about the game, but I'm getting flashbacks to how we felt in the beginning. We was all excited. We was and Box Fanatical coach was saying it, and all of them was happy. And I was like, yo, I said, Coach, he's even though Coach like kind of warned me a little bit, he said, but they say they're gonna fix it. That's the part that kept me like optimistic. And Box Fanatical said, you know, a couple of, you know, just tweaks. And I was like, all right, I like what I see. But man, oh man, what did we end up having? That's why I'm like, you know, it's hard for me to be real optimistic. I want them to do better. You know, I know a lot of other people, they're like, nah, Poe, come on, man. They deserve a second chance. And then I don't want to be that guy I don't want to be beast in the next game. Then the guy can say that. But what you think, Aaron? What's your take on what's being said, like with Showbiz and this guy Diller?
I mean, I don't really pay attention to Showbiz. I know Sean Porter's co-host just from they had me on a show one time, and they had asked me about an event that I had done for Undisputed gameplay, and that's really the most that I've paid attention. Like, I've listened to a couple of Walk the Talk podcasts where there's a person on there, but I forgot. Bacon and Grits. He's known throughout the community, and he's actually a really, really good voice when it comes to those podcasts, because he's got like a really sound mind. He's got a good perspective of the game as a whole, while also maintaining like respectful manners and stuff like that. Like, he's got a good perspective when it comes to the whole ebbs and flows and skews of Undisputed as a whole, and then also when it comes to the development team and then the state of the game as well. So I've listened to a few Walk the Talk podcasts that Sean Porter's co-host he developed or he directs and stuff like that. He gets a group of people together and they basically talk about the state of Undisputed or whatever topics they have about the game or boxing as a whole. So I mean, I don't really feel a type of way for him personally. I don't know him like that. I've never really had a conversation with him, so I can't really give a perspective or an opinion on him, because nothing's really been said between me and him. Like I said before, I think he's got it confused where he thinks that you're Beast. He's probably heard your name and the rumblings and stuff like that, and through that, the context has been skewed where it comes to him thinking that you're Beast. But I don't know really exactly what that whole comment was. It sounded like it was more out of context because it sounded more like he was not speaking to you. It sounded more like he was speaking about Beast in general, because that's Beast's whole thing. Beast's whole thing is making a mockery out of people and being like rampant and stuff like that. Like he's got that certain type of following, where those people agree with a lot of the stuff that he says, and you know fair play. That some of the stuff that he says it makes sense, but some of the stuff is just too much, and that's where it starts to get theater. But
Yeah.
um,
He was saying it's about something I said in the last episode about handcuffs or something like that. But I was like, you really? And he said I might have took it out of context. Yeah, you took it out of context on purpose. It ain't you might have took it out of context. You took it out of context to make it try to make a point.
I mean, it's social media. Everybody takes things out of context, um, especially if they're not having a conversation person to person. Realistically, it's for everybody to interpret from their own point of view. So, realistically, I think that both of y'all should probably engage in some kind of conversation and have a one-on-one conversation. If that's what he views of you as, then y'all should probably actually have a conversation because you're not what he described in that comment.
Yeah, I don't think the way that he's sent, the way he's wording stuff, and the way that he's ending it, like when he say, "Well, okay, bye, have a good day," or stuff like that. That means you really don't want to talk no more. That's it. You just like the way he ending it off is like that is all right. That's it. We don't need to talk no more. I just made my point, and then that's it.
Yeah, I mean, from him, it's probably because he already knew that it was getting to a point of hostility. Because I mean, like the comment that he had made was like it came at you a certain type of way, so you're gonna of course take it a certain type of way. Y'all both have strong opinions, I would assume, when it comes to him. So for him specifically, with him working with Undisputed to some regard, especially with Sean Porter and stuff like that, and Sean Porter is sort of somewhat of an ambassador for Undisputed in some ways. So for him, he probably thinks that he's missing out opportunities when people like you say certain things and he feels a certain type of way. But like I said before, he might have misconstrued you between beasts. But at the end of the day, that's probably just his opinion of the way that y'all talk, and even me, the way that we talk. It's a lot of negativity towards Undisputed, and a lot of people who are positive about Undisputed and have had more inner conversations with the development team as a whole. It's like when somebody tells you, "Oh, this person that you were fucking with or messing with, excuse my language." It's like when somebody tells you about your homeboy and stuff like that, but you don't know your homeboy to be like that. And you've had a bunch of conversations, you've had, your friendship with your homeboy, but this person's coming out of left field and saying all this, explicitive behavior and junk. And then it's like, that's not who my homeboy is. That's not who my people is. That's not who I rock with. That's not, who he is to be. And for Sean Porter's co-host, that's probably the way he's looking at it because he's had conversations with Ash. He's had conversations with the development team. And I'm not defending him, but I'm saying, like, from his point of view, that's probably the way he's looking at it because he's had more conversations than you, me, personally have had with the development team as a whole. So for him, he's coming at it as like, these are people I work with. These are people I'm having business with and stuff like that and dealings with. And, I rock with these people. Like, they're decent people and they've never skewed me wrong. So I don't know where you're coming with all these objective critiques and points of views and stuff like that. So that's probably the way he's looking at it and the reason why he came at you the way he did.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna read the post that I had posted. I said, besides Beast, I'm SCI biggest critic. My expectations are extremely high as someone who really boxed myself. I was a decorated amateur heavyweight in the 90s. I had 2 pro fights. I'm saying this for context. I was volunteering at EA. I was actually on a team making a boxing game too. I'm deeper than most players and fans. I actually create wish lists and blueprints. I have 4 decades of suggestions, wishes, and ideas. But I'm pushed out. And he said, let me see how he responded. His response was, he said, thank you, Poe, for the comment. I disagree with you about being SCI's biggest critic. You have and that, how can you tell somebody what they feel? And he said, you have a personal vendetta against certain individuals within SCI. Yeah, Will Kinsler, that's it. That's the only person I really got a vendetta against. Will Kinsler. Everybody know that. But I'm not expressing it like the Beast. I tell y'all, he stabbed me in the back. So is that a wrong? Because if I tell y'all, I told you the story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I helped him get the job. I told Ash about him and stuff, and Ash hired him, and I thought I was gonna get returned the favor, like some type of way, being on the team or being, I really don't care about being on the team. At least my ideas or something like that. At least say, hey, Poe, give us this idea, or Poe, we put this in there. That's all I wanted. I don't care about being on no team or nothing like that. But people think that I do. So he said, you have a personal vendetta against certain individuals within the team. Within SCI. No matter what they put out, you will always find something to criticize based off your biased perspective on certain individuals. That's false. And that makes no sense. Everybody know when I critique stuff is things that they basically critiquing. If you willingly to entertain the fact that you're willing to lose your freedom over a video game is wild and marks you as a liability and too controversial, as others will say. That's crazy for me. I know what you're saying. He mistook me as the Beast because I know, but he's gonna literally say that he thought I said something. And let me finish reading. And then all that experience in the real ring or your volunteer work becomes irrelevant. The truth is that the community as a whole is the biggest critic, not just you. All of our expectations are high because we all love the sport in or outside the ring. Everybody got mad ideas for everything. You are not the only player that boxes for real. Take care and keep doing your podcast. People do listen. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
He was being very dismissive. He's been very dismissive of me. Then let me see. I followed up with, I never said this. If you willing to entertain the fact that I never said that if you're willing to entertain the fact that you're willing to lose your freedom over a video game is wild, marks you as a liability or too controversial. I said, I never said that. I told him that. And then he replied, I just watched your last episode, 229. Rewatch it. You mentioned cuffs. I would assume that relates to losing your freedom. Did I take it out of context? If I did, I apologize. Take care. See, everything, the take care part, he ain't had to put all that extra stuff at the end. He's trying to dismiss, like, we don't want to be bothered. I'm just trying to say it as nice as possible. Or I'm probably reading too much into it. What'd you think?
It actually does sound, now that I hear it and you just read it to me, it does
Yeah,
sound like he actually does know who he's talking to. Uh,
yeah,
I I don't know. I mean, like I said before, it's all out of context, and I think he's got certain things misconstrued when it comes to your content and your beliefs of how Steel City have really treated the community. I mean, he can feel the way that he does, and I do
because
disagree with some of, huh?
he's connected to them. He has some type of connection to him, so he's going to go defend them.
Exactly, and I told you that. But my thing
Yeah,
is like there are some disagreements that I have about some of his points because I think that certain ways that he's done I think that certain ways that Steel City have handled things
yeah,
has been bad. It's been bad marketing, it's been bad PR team. Ash, like I said before, I have my own personal gripes, but I would never say that I have a personal vendetta when it comes to Steel City. I don't know these people. Like, they made a game that I bought, and honestly I bought worse games. So realistically, I can't even like I don't like the way that they made the game. I don't like the way that they ran things. I don't like the the fact that they said that they were transparent the whole time when realistically it's just you held on to the truth for long enough and to the point where you couldn't hold it anymore and you were just like, okay, well, we're going to finally put something out. And I don't agree with the way that they ran things. Obviously it was evident with the way that they had put the game on PlayStation Plus that basically it was the end of the game's life cycle. So when it came to DLC and everything, I didn't expect any kind of updates. But there are people in the community who are new and just now playing the game who thought that there were going to be more updates, thought that there was going to be more DLC, and they ended up not being able to get anything. So they spent that money, and now they feel robbed because at the same time they thought the whole time there was still going to be more DLC and stuff like that, updates. So I don't agree with the way that Steel City has handled a lot of things, but to say it's some kind of vendetta, it it's not that deep to say anything about a vendetta. We can
yeah,
have our gripes and we can have our disagreements with people without it being some kind of vendetta or some kind of malicious intent type of thing. Like
yeah.
we don't go on this podcast talking about, oh well, when I see Will Kinsler, when I see Ash, when I see so and so, like it's never that
Exactly.
hostile.
No, I don't. Not at all. Now, if Beast get on here, that's him. That's not us. That's not us. That's Beast. He do what he do. They saying in the chat, Blaze Pound per Pound said, why wouldn't he just emulate different styles? I don't know why he's saying that. Let me see. I don't know why he said that. I guess he's talking about the coach when they was catching and stuff. I don't know. Got some down. Oh, Blaze X1 said, I mean Blaster X1 said, got some downtime right now. I accepted the divide in the player base at this point. It's still kind of crazy how they don't see that different perspectives will add to everyone's experience. Exactly. That's why I say options. There should always be options in any game. A lot of the popular games have options. Um, Blaze Pound for Pound said Boxing Fanatical better be back on Steel City payroll the way he's promoting Undisputed 2. That's what I was saying. I think they probably cut him a check or something. It's not about second chances with me. Blaze Pound for Pound saying this. Steel City switched over to Unreal Engine with experienced double A game developers. And that's the part that they're gonna have to live with too. Because by you saying that, even though we know that they had some triple A and double A developers before they got more AAA developers, but now everybody hearing this, it appears that they're leveling up. Blaze said, Beast has valid points, but his delivery is toxic. Yeah, I always tell him that. We funded the SEI. We deserve shares of the rug pull. I don't think it was, let me see, Blaze pound for pound said, I don't think it was a rug pull. Steel City was audaciously ambitious to create a game for console and PC. They took our money and reinvested in creating a better product. My thing is, Ash had the idea and it was changed 100%. And this it's like people selectively. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about in general. It's like people selectively listen to what they want to say. Will Kinsler even came in and said he didn't even know what that was. That's why you wanted to be on the team. He saw that video when they put the the ESBC version. He knew what that was. Somebody he didn't know what that was. That was after him. And let me see. Laughing. Oh, I'm precisely laughing at Unboxing Lounge because he said we funded him. Blaze pound for pound say I didn't have any high expectation for Undisputed 2. I did. When I played the ESBC version and the version that they released early access, I liked that. It felt like boxing to me. It just needed some tweaks. I'm precisely say facts, Blaze. You think it was you ain't had no, I mean, you didn't have high expectations earlier. I did. I think Steel City's miscalculations was rushing the game to console. I think rushing the game in general. On the Unity engine, they seem to have corrected that mistake. And they didn't want to originally use Unity. They really didn't want to use Unity, but it was cheaper. And I guess the publisher or the investor said, well, you get the Unity because it's cheaper.
No, that's not what it was.
Why you think they did that?
I mean, they were trying to meet market sales. So, I mean, look at the time that the game was released. It was released around October. So, of course, they're going to try to capitalize on holiday sales.
Yeah,
it's not a matter of like a choice of engine because at that point it was already on the Unity engine. It's just the fact that they were trying to capitalize on marketing sales at the time of release. They shouldn't have launched it when they did because it wasn't ready. They shouldn't have launched it when they did because the game, supposedly, whenever they had ported it to consoles, they had to retract a lot of the things that made the game what it was. But at the same time, that means your game is not ready. But at the same time, they also, from a foundation standpoint, had already messed up the game for the online consumers. So you have a bunch of things. You have mismanagement. I wouldn't even say poor marketing because they hit their goals when it comes to a financial standpoint. I mean, they hit the markers of what they were trying to do, which was release it, get the most money possible, profit off of the timing, and you get your money, and it's a win-win for them. That's what they were looking at it as at the time. So it's not a matter of when they chose the engine because they had already been on that engine. It's just a matter of the fact that they chose the wrong engine. So of course the community paid for it. Unity is a beginner's program. It's not really meant for the vision that they had from the start, even in the ESBC era.
And I knew that from when Ash was talking to me. That's why I thought he was going to be on Unity. I mean, not Unity, Unreal Engine. Because I listened to Ash, all the stuff he was saying. Ash originally wanted to be on Unreal Engine. Like somebody talked him out of it. Let me see. Blaze pound for pound said, lose your freedom over video game. he gotta be mistaking you for someone else. See, Blaze knew me for decades. Blaze knew me for decades from the EA days. I never did nothing. I got banned as a senior moderator. I got banned as the senior moderator and community leader. And the community supported me coming back. Even Brizzle was one of the people too that helped me get me back in there. They brought me back, and I still left. I left once I found out what Fight Night Champion was. I said, nah, you got me to collect all that data and everything, and then y'all wasn't gonna really focus on that. At least you'd be like, but we're gonna collect, we get you to collect that data. We're not gonna be able to put everything in this game, but the story mode. But y'all wait till y'all about to release it, and then be like, we only was able to put in like a certain amount of it. But you should be happy we got tendencies in the game. Man, that little bit of junk you put in there, it was all right for some people, but nah, man. If you see what I wanted them to put in there, you'd have been like, wow. Let me see. AJ Pack said the had to move to console generation revenue to build the second game. Yeah. What's up, A Smooth? I appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate your support. He said, what's good, Poe? And everyone, is to make fake fans and people inside SCI that try to keep you close enough, but still at bay. Shaking my head. I bet 100% most of your ideas will be in the next game. I hope so. But it's like people get they get defensive for me giving ideas. And I'm like, I'm trying to support everybody. Like, my ideas is not only for hardcore fans. I always say everybody should be 3 options: hardcore, hybrid, and arcade. Should be 3 options. And I think Madden got those 3 options. I think 2K got those 3 options. I haven't played 2K in years. I get that they had to drop the game on consoles to generate revenue for the second game, but they could have got investors on. Yeah, but let me finish reading it. They could have got investors on the front end to build the game on Unreal Engine in the first place. Exactly. And they wanted to, but somebody told them Unity is the best thing because it's your first game. Somebody told them that. And what was Fortnite originally on? Was Fortnite originally on Unity? You know?
No, I don't. I've never played Fortnite. I can't lie. My kids do though.
I think it was on Unity or something like that. And I guess that helps with the motivation to be on the team too. But yeah, I don't think the console was the thing, because I think they was going to make it, because as she wanted it to be on all consoles, they had to stop it from wanting it to be on PlayStation 4. And I forget the version of Xbox that basically competes with Xbox. I mean with PlayStation. I forgot the other version. Blaze said Unity ain't the engine to make a game this complex. What's his name? Let me see. A Smooth said, usually someone that says take care after all of that BS is trying to be funny. Yup, 100%. It sounds feminine to me. No disrespect to those out there that talk like that, but it sounds feminine to me. too dismissive. Poe ain't never been disrespectful or threatening in his critiques. Exactly, 100%. See, Blaze knew me for years. Like I said, years, decades. No, I ain't been disrespectful. See, I used to be mad at EA. I literally, but you know the funny thing about it, like I be saying, I used to be saying things about EA and they didn't say nothing. Because some of the developers was like, yeah, you saying the right thing. You're going to make us do more, be able to do more on the game. They didn't mind it. But these jokers, they too soft. All right, let me see. BlastX said it's about critics other than the criticism. Yup, it's who's saying the criticism. Like Showbiz, he telling us not to be critical, but I think over 2 months ago, he was being critical of Steel City. He was giving his opinion. And I can't believe this joker said once he get in shape, he's going to show us how boxing's supposed to look. How you going to show somebody how boxing look when you never really boxed? Never really boxed. And let me stop trying to attack Showbiz, because his fans be coming in full effect. Let me see. It wasn't the engine. Yeah, because what's called Claymore Uncut say he's going to show y'all something. Claymore Uncut say he's going to show y'all that Unity can handle things. And Love C Shorty says a lot of things that he's doing in his game that Steel City said can't be done. But Love C Shorty don't have as much graphics and stuff going on the screen like Steel City. But I don't know. I want to see what Claymore Uncut do. Because if Claymore Uncut make a great game, actually, if it is competitive against what Steel City make, and he making it in Unity, yo, man, Steel City might be a laughing stock depending on how great their game is. Let me see. A Smooth said exactly. Blaze pound for pound said it was the engine. If it wasn't the engine, they would still be on you. I don't think so, because Ash always wanted to change over. He kept saying that. He said he's going to change engine no matter what. I think it was more with the money. He was making, once he seen that he was making millions and he could recover, because I think they take 33.3% of your profits. That's a lot of money. I'd be like, nah, I think I'd rather make my own engine. You probably come out cheaper creating your own engine, to be honest. Let me see. I agree with what I'm saying is that they had to use Unity as a test case to see if the market was there. I don't know. The market is there. The market is there. It always was there. My thing is, what's the best way to test the market to see if the fan base is there? Who was that? What's that promoter name? From England. What's the name again? Because my brain just went blank real quick. The young buck promoter that's getting into it with Dana White. And I don't know why.
Eddie Hearn?
Yeah, Eddie Hearn's dad going. And I always be popping junk to Eddie Hearns too. But Eddie Hearns, when he brought up about a boxing video game, the internet went crazy for at least 2 weeks. So that was telling you, and that was like, I said about 10 years ago, 12 or 10 years ago. And the internet went crazy. You had Teofimo saying stuff. You had all these different promoters. Some promoters I forgot even existed. They were talking. Everybody was talking about it. So boxing is it's not that you testing the waters, because you want to test the waters. That's what a survey for. I know that was a good way to sneak that in there. But that's, stuff like that's what that's good for. You test the waters by asking fans, hey, do you want to make us to make a boxing game? Even though the developers, I keep telling everybody that everybody think I'm just making up. They're scared to make surveys because suppose everybody say something crazy. Their thing is let one company make it, let it be public results, and we all can eat off of it. But they refuse to make a survey and every company eat off of their survey. Let me see. He said, I feel like it was a lack of dev talent. Yup, I think that's too 100%. I saw that. I looked at when they first started making the game. I said, why aren't they hiring the right people? There's a lot of people missing. Then they start dropping people in, like the Tennessee guy, the AI guy. They dropped them in, like, I think about 2 years later after they made the game. So you got offline modes and stuff like that, but you never had a Tennessee guy. He had to go back. He said he had to go back and try to make some corrections. And I guess he said, man, this stuff's so messed up, I can't do nothing. I'm out. He left. Blaze Pound for Pound said, I got a different perspective because I still enjoy playing Undisputed One. There's so much you can do in the game that I'm still learning. Because you're a gamer, and a gamer is going to find ways to enjoy something. Broken or not, you find ways to enjoy it. Trust me, I've been there. Let me see. The number one reason they chose Unity was the licensing cost, especially for startup. Yeah, I think that too. Exactly. Steel City skipped out on the engine with using Unity. And my thing is, Steel City messed up because I think they let Ryan Rose talk them into them two investors. Ryan Rose was one of the investors, and then they got two more investors from England. Turkey Alex Sheet. He said it was going to be like literally be a part. He said this our game. He said our game at that point. And then after that, he started being silent about it. Like really talking about it. Because he said it's going to be the best game ever. He said anything that Fight Night is, it's going to be 10 times better. And that did not work out. I feel like SCI should have shown, I'm precisely said, I feel like SCI should have showed us the gameplay footage they showed to Fanatical and Box Eyes and break down the engine they're using and how it'll improve the game and also explain the rollback netcode. If they would have showed that, guess what would have happened? People want it tomorrow. They're going to want it the next day. They're going to aggravate them for the next day. Their thing is if the game not coming out no time soon, it's best not to give us some, because the thing is everybody gonna want it. It looks so beautiful. Oh, we need it. And that's the worst thing you could do. I tell that to every company when I like be helping them or they, Poe, help us with this and help us with that. And I said, once you announce that you're making the game and you put something out and it looks good, you can't go back. You can't go back because, for one, if you got investors and shareholders, and that's what Steel City got, they're going to say, we don't want to lose that money. We don't want to lose that money. So that's what they're going to keep pushing to push it out. Blaze said, precisely, I'm banking on Steel City bringing in former executives from EA, the executives from EA and Rockstar, as well to launch the game properly. I don't think the way that all right, you said former, because the way that Ash kind of frame it, you would think that some of them guys still working for EA. And I highly doubt EA doesn't do stuff like that. like I said, EA was scared to death when 2K made the game. Venom's games made Prize Fighter. They were scared to death. And I was telling them, I said, yeah, I talked to the guy. And they said, what'd he say? What'd he say? I said, nah, I ain't being that type of guy. Nah, don't tell him, ask me what he said. And then they said, oh, that's what, then they realized what the game was. They said, oh, and it's going to be on one system? Oh, well, we ain't got nothing to worry about. Let me see. Fortnite was originally on Unreal Engine 3 when I Googled it. It was originally on I thought it transferred over to Unreal Engine. Well, I could be wrong. I just was guessing. All right. I thought they own Unreal and Unity. I thought the people that I thought the team that make Fortnite, they own the Unity engine too. But an early glimpse of, let me see, I'm precisely said, but an early glimpse of showing the gameplay explains the engine and rollback netcode on how I'll push this game to the next level will create a lot of hype, I feel like. But my thing is, if we see gameplay right now and the game come out, let's say a year or two from now, Steel City gonna go crazy, man. People gonna be wanting that game. Let me see. Blaze said precisely they'll show it when they're ready. Exactly. Steel City should hire Claimer. Yep, I've been saying that since ESBC. I've been saying Love C Shorty. They like gave him the runaround. They gave him the runaround. Let me see. Because my thing is, they hired people. This is the thing. They hired people that was inexperienced or did not know anything about game development. But you didn't hire somebody like Love Seat Shorty that kind of know what he's talking about, that literally knows what he's talking about. It's just you would have given him a better platform to help you with your ideas. Blaze Pound for Pound said, I'm not a gamer. I love boxing. Man, you're a gamer, man. Get out of here with that nonsense. You've been around just as long as I have, if not longer. I'm precisely said, same Blaze laughing out. Stop playing. I'm precisely. What's up, Dirty? What's that? Dirty Nan Combosa. Dirty Nan Combosa. What the heck? I'm gonna just call you Dirty. Dirt Dog. No, I'm gonna just call you Dirty. All right. EA Fight Night 2004, the greatest combat sports game ever created. Are you related to Leafy? 2004. It's kind of arcade to me. I can't really remember. I don't remember. But a lot of them games back then, they had some things of realism, but I think it was arcadey. Let me see. If they allegedly improved some older ideas like the guard mechanics, I'm expecting improved features like the clinch and inside boxing mechanics. Didn't Fanatical say that clinching was going to be in the game? I think Fanatical said that they got clinching in the game, and that made me. I was like, oh, all right.
He didn't say to what degree, but he did say that there was going to be clinching in the game. He also said that I don't know how many of y'all were in Fanatica's stream last night, but people are always asking questions and stuff like that, and since he's under NDA, he can only answer certain questions. And then, of course, you have those people who are asking about like the offline aspects, and realistically, he can only touch on certain things. He had said that it's heavily improved. That's one thing. He also said he had also said something about, I think, that the feint button might have been moved, but he didn't know exactly if the feint button is being moved. But I mean, I feel like they would move the feint button since they're trying to move to a better realm mechanically for the game. He also had said something about the guard mechanic is more maneuverable. So
Yeah.
it's supposed to be basically like more immersive, I'm guessing. So like the guard right now, the way that it is, everybody should really know. You know, we all don't like how, whenever you're blocking, it's automatically like a closed in shell, like a boxer who's um feeling threatened, or they're on the brink of being knocked out, or they got tagged, so they close their guard. Well, it's not like that anymore. He said that it's more, him and Box Eyes said that it's more loose, like there's more of an opening with the guard instead of it being closed in frame like we have in Undisputed One. So the blocking is supposed to be it's supposed to be more immersive. Like he had said that it's kind of like, I guess, using the telephone to your ear, Poe. So
Oh
I'm
yeah.
guessing, I'm
Yeah.
guessing that could be a mechanic. He had said him and Box. I don't think that they knew exactly if it was manual blocking, but they did say
He
that
like
it's
it
like you're
before.
putting the phone to your ear, the telephone. Yep.
Yeah.
So there's that. So it seems like the blocking will be more immersive when it comes to the guard. He also said that there's different variations of the guard, specifically between the high guard and the Philly shell. Like there's a different there's gonna be different variations, I believe, of the Philly shell, he had said. And
Yeah.
there's like specifically something that they're doing with the Philly shell that makes it even cooler, he had said.
Yeah.
And
He told me to say.
I'm very, very curious to see all the variations of the guards and stuff like that in the Philly shell. I'm really curious to see how the Philly shell looks in Undisputed 2 on Unreal Engine, especially if they've got the shoulder roll and everything like that proper.
Yeah, man. Oh man, that'd be crazy.
Like it's sounding good from what we're hearing, but of
Yeah.
course we're not going to know until we actually see it. But from what Box and King Diaz and Boxing Fanatico said, a lot of things are looking up when it comes to the more immersive, more boxing side of the game. Like it's actually going to really make it more. It's more for the passionate boxing fans. Like only boxing fans would know and see these specific details. It would seem. I don't know if they've done anything to loose movement, where all boxers right now in the game
Uh,
have all loose movement. Don't know if they have that. I'm pretty sure they still have loose movement. I don't know if every boxer still has
I
loose
hope
movement.
not. I hope not. I hope not. Please, still sit. If y'all listening, he said they be listening. Don't give every boxer loose movement.
I agree. I don't like the idea of every boxer having loose movement, to be
Yeah,
honest.
plus I don't even like with the like I was saying before. I don't even like that all boxers could switch. That's something that like a casual fan think that a boxer, all boxers. No, you pull. My thing is you supposed to be introducing a casual fan to boxing and
Hmm.
let them know that every boxer can't switch up like that. My thing is if we got like, let's say I don't know if y'all like this about online, like hey, you going to a gym online and you train for it, and then your character can do that. You think that's too much for online?
I mean,
Like
it depends on the route that they
how
go
it's
online. I'm
yeah,
not sure if online's going to have that kind of story mode. I mean, it could, like where you can like go into like certain gyms and stuff like that.
yeah,
I'm not sure if it's going to have that. Maybe offline specifically will have that, but I'm not sure about online.
yeah. Blast X said you gotta see punches from the guard, strength, fatigues, effect in the trenches, and improve options for angles. Yeah, true. But my thing is, how you gonna see punches from the guard? So what you asking for? That bird's eye view. That what kind of view you looking for to see the punches from the guard? I kind of know what you're saying, but your wording might not be right. What's up, Crooks? Let me see.
Do you know if go ahead?
No, Blaze pound for pound say all boxers should be able to switch, but boxers who don't should have significant weaker stats or
Exactly.
yeah, we had that in the beginning. Y'all
Exactly.
don't remember that?
So I had put this suggestion in the feedback, and I've talked to Crooks, I've talked to JMMA, I've talked to other testers that test the Undisputed game about this specifically. You can have all the boxers switch, but the problem is if a boxer is not a switch hitter like a Bud Crawford
Yeah,
or a Jaron Boots Ennis, like if they're not actual switch hitters, you have to significantly degrade when they switch it to a different position that they're not used to actually fighting in. Like
yeah,
for instance, like um Daniel Jacobs, he wasn't the best switch hitter, but sometimes to give a boxer another look, he would fight in southpaw,
yeah,
but his defense would significantly decrease.
yeah,
So stuff like that, you got to do. Like you have to make the stats and the attributes. You have to lower them to a level where basically it's not amicable, where you are switch hitting and still having the same level of success as if you're doing it in your normal stance. Like there's no reasoning for a boxer who fights an orthodox stance is switching into southpaw if they're not a switch hitter. If they switch to southpaw and they're usually in orthodox stance, then their southpaw attributes should literally decrease by a lot,
yeah,
especially their defense. Their arm fatigue should be worse. Their defense should be worse. Their offense should be worse. They shouldn't be able to hit as hard necessarily when in that stance. Like these are the things that should be highlighted when it comes to the next game of how to handle switch hitting if a boxer is not known for switch hitting.
yeah. And my thing is when people say that southpaw should like be have a drop in their style, I say that's crazy because you're not used to what a southpaw is. Most southpaw, the reason why they win fights and they're harder to beat is because you're used to fighting another orthodox fighter. Southpaw is giving you basically like it's a mirror image. That's why you feel awkward. And that's why the fight is going to always like kind of, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to always have a hard time. But a lot of people, their mind, it triggers them. What you think?
No, I agree. It's like I said, like there's no reasoning as to why boxers like Amir Khan are succeeding, or even Vladimir Klitschko are succeeding in southpaw stance if they're not known for switch hitting. It just doesn't make sense, and it ruins the immersion to me of the game because you're utilizing a boxer, and even though you would say, "Oh, I'm still boxing, like I'm still using my jab and I'm still boxing the correct way, using my angles," you're not emulating the boxer the way that they're supposed to be emulated. That's the thing. People like to talk about sim boxing.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to it's okay to simulate boxing, but you also have to understand the emulation behind the sim boxing. Yeah. Like emulation of the boxer, that's what sim is when it comes to like a boxing boxing sim. Like it's emulation of the boxer who is chosen. Like you're not gonna use an Amir Khan like you use a Sugar Ray Leonard. You're not gonna use a Sugar Ray Leonard like you would use a Vladimir Klitschko. You're not gonna use a Vladimir Klitschko like you would emulate Deontay Wilder. Like that's the difference. Like sim is, yeah, it's the simulation of what boxing is, but when you get to the deeper root aspect of what boxing is, you're also emulating that boxer, how they fight, their style, what they do, their mannerisms, the way that they box.
Yeah, their strengths and their weaknesses. You gotta
exactly.
You gotta be able to use them. Let me see. PLO said, "What's up? What's up?" PLO 617. Oh yeah, I ain't get my shout outs yet. Shout out to Don D205. Appreciate y'all. Y'all hear the show every day, so I ain't got to do the whole routine that I go through. Shout out to Don D205.
I wonder if they're gonna have pairing in the long guard.
That's what I was thinking. I'm hoping, because being that they got that coach in this gym, maybe. But I'm looking at the way that he trains, and it's kind of, some of the stuff he does is kind of weird. So
Well,
some of his videos.
They like for Tio, they had done like a whole bunch of stuff that I'm sure when it comes to a mocap level, did not do with Undisputed One. So because they're on Unreal Engine, it opens the ability to do so much more things that you can't do on Unity. So with Unreal Engine, it's like your world opens to so much more different things that you can open the game to. Like you can add so much more characteristics and the value of what boxing is, like a long guard, a high guard, and stuff. Like all these mannerisms and aspects of boxing, you have that freedom to be able to use in Unreal Engine. So I wonder if they're gonna actually literally like just make it like what boxing is, like full realm, the whole aspect of boxing, which would be closer to what ESBC had on a vision level.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's what they're trying to do with this Unreal Engine, because Unreal Engine, they can do more of what they had seen ESBC as. So it would go back to like everything that basically what ESBC was supposed to be with Undisputed, they would do that for Undisputed 2, whatever it's going to end up being called. They'll end up doing for Undisputed 2, because Unreal Engine, you can do so much more on that engine.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're going to have more. Yeah, no, I was just wondering if they have more.
Yeah. Blaze saying if Steel City mocap fighters fight in the opposite stance, you would get a more realistic version of the fighters. Yeah. So if a boxer form is trash in the opposite stance, it should show in the game. Yeah. Because they, and like I was saying in the earlier games, when certain boxers switch stance, I think was a trait that they had too, that they were off balance. They fought weird. And he said they better have parrying and the long guard. I expect Undisputed 2 to do whatever any other boxing game ever done, but better. I had that last part. He said, do whatever any other boxing game ever done, but I'm saying, but better. And he said, hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button so they can get in the algorithm. So Steel City could send somebody to talk junk about me. No, I'm just playing. Steel City should be able to do anything they want on 100%. And I wrote that in my blueprint, in my wish list. Anything that like literally anything that you see in real life, Unreal Engine, you could do it on Unreal Engine. It's up to the developers, their budget, and their priorities. Anything. If we want a Joker to do the Elvis, throw his arm like that, and then hit you with a wind-up hook, bolo punch, you could do that. Do I want it in the game? Heck to the no, but people will do that. But heck to the no, I don't.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Unreal Engine, it opens up literally the realm of what they can do mechanically for this game, which is why Undisputed 2 is such an exciting thing to discuss, because literally on Unity, your options are limited. And I'm not saying it's a bad engine per se, but of course, when it comes to Unity engines, like you're not as you're more on a hold when it comes to, or limited when it comes to what you're able to do. But with Unreal Engine, like the capacity of what you can do on a mechanical level, it's like the options are limitless. That's why when it comes to Undisputed 2 and the way that Boxing Fanatico and Boxai and King Diaz have discussed like what they had seen, like it sounds so much more interesting because when they talk about what they're seeing, it's like you're visualizing like the boxers like doing that in real time. So it's like it's interesting to try to formulate what exactly is going to end up being in the game because with this you get more you, you're not limited when it comes to the engine, so you're able to still port certain aspects to the consoles and stuff like that and PC and not have that issue of having to worry about basically dimming the game down because it's not as powerful.
All right.
But like they said it before.
I'll be back. You can keep talking if you want to. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, when it comes to Unreal Engine, the options are limitless and it's really exciting. And that's what makes me cautious but optimistic that the devs are on the right path when it comes to making uh, a boxing game that we all want as boxing fans. Because, we could see them do things when it comes to like a loose movement, limit loose movement to certain boxers who are more they utilize their footwork mobility more, like they use angles more, like they actually move more when it comes to loose movement, and that's what it would be more proper for when it comes to certain boxers. Like you limit loose movement to certain boxers, it can't just be uh given to every single body because the loose movement, the value of it is kind of diminished and it's not as special because it's to every single boxer. So they could do things like give it to certain boxers who are more mobile when it comes to footwork, and then like long guard, high guard, like all the possibilities when it comes to certain boxers. They guard certain ways but they utilize the high guard, so you see different variations between all these different boxers, and you see their own variation of what a high guard is and how they utilize it to best benefit their style. So it's like with Unreal Engine, the options are limitless when it comes to what these devs can do. So I'm really excited to see what we end up seeing whenever the first trailer is happens and then whenever they finally show us gameplay. And then we'll just wait for Poe. And although the past devs in Unity Engine with Undisputed One, they were inexperienced and they did have people who didn't have the most sound experience when it comes to game development. This game isn't gonna have all the same devs. Like they've they've said that they've made their team bigger. They've also added, Rockstar developers, EA developers, 2K developer, former devs. Like they've got all these other companies now involved in the game. It's not like inner workings and stuff like that, or oh, I know about this person who worked on this game for a little bit, so you should hire this person. Like no, they're actually working with devs who have experience with different big games when it comes to like a GTA or a 2K basketball, football, whatever, or whatever, soccer. Like they have experienced devs working on the Unreal Engine for Undisputed 2. So that's a positive. And then I also heard, I think that every single boxer on the roster is going to have mocap. So that's also a good thing because now we'll actually see boxers fight like their actual styles. And it's not like a 5 to 10 boxers having, unique animations, but then the rest of the roster is basically getting animations based off those 10 boxers with unique animations. So there's positives and there's also something to look forward to with all the boxers getting their own animations, because it's like, Chroma Moton, that's one of my favorite up and coming boxers. Like, he's gonna have his own animations because he's gonna have mocap work done, hopefully. And then, of course, TL, Bud, Sugar Ray Leonard. I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna mocap him, but I guess they're gonna do some kind of AI or something like that, some kind of work, or work with a boxer who can emulate Sugar Ray Leonard's style best authentically, for his own animations and stuff like that, to put his animations in the game. So I mean, you have a lot of things to look forward to when it comes to their own animations, their own uh, boxing sets, move sets, and guards and everything like that, styles. Like, there's a lot to look forward to when it comes to the whole mocap process, especially when you have people like Tio and Bud doing 6 hours of mocap work. That's a lot of detail to nail down. So hopefully, whenever they have all that mocap done, hopefully the animation meshing and everything like that, hopefully that process is done correctly, and we're able to use these boxers to the best of their capabilities.
Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Was it a long pause? Did Aram leave?
No, I've been talking.
Oh, okay.
I've only been talking for like 20 seconds.
Okay.
I was reading the comments.
Oh, okay. Well, you read. I was about to read it. Where you stop off at?
I had stopped off at Blazes, where it said we should be able to custom.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's one of my ideas. See Blaze back from the days. Blaze, now Blaze, Blaze, one of the OGs too. Now Blaze, we used to be giving mad ideas, and Joker telling me that they don't need my help to give no ideas. I would think that a boxer should be the first person you want. Like if I am a basketball fan, but I always wanted basketball players to be in the studio, like Dazar. Y'all remember Dazar? If y'all OGs, I was like, like when I got a chance to talk to 2K, I was like, why y'all don't got Dazar in there? And me, I always do that. The person won't speak for themselves, and I'll be like, yo, won't you get this person in here? He got a big fan base, and he's very passionate and stuff like that. Dazar, he wanted to do podcasts with me. But I like the idea, but I was like, we both got two heavy voices, and now to get annoying to everybody. His voice, imagine my voice, but deeper. And his voice is like real deeper. My son used to be scared of his when he is Dazar. He said, because my son called me Ba. He said, Ba, why your voice sound like that? I said, that's not me. That's Dazar. And I said, you can hear the cadence in his voice. That's not me. He said, oh, his voice deeper than yours. And I'm laughing because my son's voice is deep like me. Let me see. Blaze said, Plot said, it's about management. If the same people are managing the new devs, the results will still be potentially subpar. And that's one of the things that I was worried about. My thing is how you see, y'all can't see the perspective I'm using, but I'm gonna use from my field of work that I did, like far as baking and stuff. You put your good cheesecakes, like I made cheesecakes. You put your good cheesecakes in the front, the ones that look real good, and the ones that got little defects and stuff in the back. So they showing us what's look good about the game, but is that's what we're gonna really get? Or them developers gonna be still? Oh, y'all don't know this. I meant to tell y'all that. Tell y'all this. I talked to one of the guys from 1024. He said he has a lot of shares in Steel City. He said, we're heavily invested in Steel City. I said, me as an artist, I can tell that from your artwork, because I know your artwork. I said, I could tell which characters y'all did. Y'all didn't do that for all the art characters. He said, no, we didn't. And he said, we had other projects. And I said, but you're invested in this game. You should have a dedicated team making characters for this team. So, but in this, and I'm saying this because there was a lot of people telling me, no, Paul, you're imagining stuff. They all the same characters, just some of them, it's the lighting. No, they're different characters. Some of the characters have better details. And Steel City, they literally told the truth because they said some boxers are going to have be authentic to others. I mean, more authentic than others are. But we can't accept that in Undisputed 2, or are we? Are we going to accept that? Let me see. Kazuma said, even if they have different motion captures, if all the fighters have the same movement commands, they still won't fight like each other. It'll be like lipstick on a pig. If they can't get players invested into boxers' attributes, skills, that adds to the animation, then things like nerfs and exploits wouldn't be serious issues. That while the nerf was disrespectful, it was 100%. And that's the thing. And Ash knew this because he said that there's going to be boxers. This the concept he told me. He told me about the concept early in development that some boxers going to be stronger than others. Some of them going to be able to do things better than others. But using tactics, your tactics should be what helps you win the fight. Because every boxer has a weakness and a strength. And that's what makes the boxing game what it is. Let me see. Blaze pound for pound say, nah, Paul, I'm a different Blaze. I'm new to this space. Stop playing, Blaze. All right.
So Canelo is really gonna be in UFC 6.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Why is but people should see something wrong with that. They're playing with people's emotions because their thing is, suppose they don't make a boxing game and they just add boxers to get the boxing fans. They telling you, hey, we're putting Canelo, we're putting Ali, we're putting Mike Tyson in the game so y'all can play the game because them characters are in the game. And that's not why people buy the game, because it has boxers. They figure if we buy the game because it got boxers, it makes EA see that we want a boxing game.
Yeah. And the common talk, I won't even say consensus, the common talk right now is supposedly they might have a Zuffa boxing mode. So there's that too.
Yeah. They say Zuffa boxing is going to be an Undisputed too. They saying it. I think that's rumored. I don't know how concrete that is.
I don't know. Because my thing is aspirations, or what, speaking things into existence and stuff like that, whatever that word of affirmations, that type of thing. Like the more you keep hearing about it, I feel like the more it's going to end up actually inevitably happening. because the amount of people that are right now talking about Zuffa boxing and a Zuffa boxing game and
Yeah.
EA, the more I could actually see it actually happening. Because one, you have Dana White and the Zuffa boxing promotion, and they're trying to get their promotion and everything like that up off the ground. And then you also
Yeah.
have Turkey working with them. So with Turkey saying that basically he wants more boxing games and everything like that,
Yeah.
it would
See
make
that
sense.
right there. Yup, that makes sense. Because Turkey said he want a lot of boxing games. And I like the way when he thinks like that, because his thing is, I'm okay with every company having a boxing game and I'll support it. But it's like Steel City, they pushed them out. And I think Turkey might be spiteful and say, all right, I'm gonna help EA to make the ultimate boxing game. That will be crazy. That would be crazy. Is he like invest in them so hard that they, yo, that's
And
crazy.
then look at it from the way of also just giving more eyes to the promotion, because you have all those people who are playing the EA UFC series and stuff like that. And now
Yeah,
they have more eyes on the fact of, oh, wow, they have a boxing promotion. What's that like? Then you have
yeah,
Sean O'Malley talking about, oh, I would box Connor Ben for $15 million. Put me in Zuffa boxing and stuff like that. You have all these words and stuff like that and names being said about being revolved around Zuffa boxing. So now it's like, okay, well, there's more talk about Zuffa boxing happening. So with all those names and everything circulating from this boxer being in Zuffa boxing and this boxer coming to Zuffa boxing, Devin Haney potentially being uh, going to Zuffa boxing, Connor Ben in Zuffa boxing, like you have all this stuff. So now
yeah.
they can end up starting having a roster where now they have a Zuffa boxing game, and then they put some of their UFC fighters into the Zuffa boxing game because it works together. And then now you could really have a Zuffa boxing mode.
It'll be crazy if they get Earl Smith. I mean Spence. Why I say Smith? Spence. But he's a diehard PBC guy. That's good. But you know it's crazy that him and Charlo is beefing, and I thought they was like like hey, we're friends and we'll never fight. I think one brother feel that way and the other one don't.
Who?
The Charlo brother,
Oh,
they beefing with Spence.
well, you know the
I
Charlo
think
Bros.
uh
I say, you know, the Charlo Bros. They're the type of people where it's like, if it's enough money, they'll do it. It
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah,
It doesn't matter
yeah.
about money.
Especially right now. Especially right now, because it seems like they got to get some money up. I guess the girlies want more than what they can afford. One of the brothers
Yeah.
said he retiring. I don't know if that's true.
Who? Jermel?
Yeah. Might as well. They ain't been fighting. They ain't been fighting, what, 2 years now? A year? That's
I think
crazy.
Jermel. I think Jermal fought last year against I forgot the guy's name, but he put a whooping on that boy.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah, but
remember
they
he
don't
had a
fight
bloody
enough to
nose and
like
everything.
to make you remember. They're like, yo, man, why y'all not fighting more? Boxers in general. The only person that's fighting a lot now is Abdul Mason. It's like
Abdullah
he fight
Mason,
every
yeah.
other month. What'd you say?
Abdullah Mason, yeah, he's pretty active.
Yeah, he's real active. Who else like that?
Carmel Mo, he's a little bit active. I wouldn't say he's
Yeah.
as active as I would expect, but he's
He
kind of
used
active.
to, and then he just slowed down. I don't know if that's that Floyd Mayweather don't want the wear and tear on you, but he got to get his name out there.
I think
But
that's what it is.
yeah, because with him, my thing is you gotta have eyes on you. Like even with it's starting to be like how they was doing Javante Davis, and Kamal Moulton is not doing a knockout because Javante was knocking people out. People starting to call him the Tyson of his weight class. Moulton, he just beating jokers. Got to
Ned
do it.
Moten called out Lamont Roach last year.
Yeah,
Him and Lamont were having a scuff on Twitter, social media,
and
for a little
that
while.
yeah, and that I think that just it sound good and look good. Now what's calling out Tank? Um,
Oh, Floyd
yeah,
Schofield.
man, I think Tank will wash him.
I like
He
Floyd
don't fight enough
Schofield,
for me.
however you say it.
Schofield don't
Huh?
fight enough. He don't fight enough, or he don't fight enough people. It's like he just looking for them fights that might like now he's trying to pick the big guys. But
Oh, he's inactive for sure.
yeah, he's
He's
not
really
active.
inactive.
I'm like, daggone, like he trying to act like he got sick when he went over there across seas. I think that Joker, he had butterflies.
He was
I don't think
supposed to fight. He was supposed to fight Shakur, and then he ended
yeah,
up getting sick. Showed a hospital picture, and then he was supposed to fight Jojo Diaz, and that never sufficed, or no, that
but
never
didn't he
happened.
fight like a month later or something like that? I think he
No,
had a
I don't even remember the last time he fought.
I thought after that Shakur fight didn't go through, he fought like a month or two after. And I'm thinking like, yo, I said, I don't know, man. I think you just being slick. I think Shakur beat the brakes off him, but I don't know. I
Oh,
don't
for
know
sure.
because he don't fight enough or fight the competition that let me know that he's ready for these guys.
Schofield has the talent to me, and I think that like I'm not really super impressed by his switch hitting, to be honest. I don't really care for it much, but
Yeah,
he has the talent to me. But I just feel like he's not, his heart's not really in it.
yeah. I
Like
think
he's
his
more
father
on
more
the
into it than him.
like I would love to see him fight more, especially like I thought Shakur would have been a good opportunity, but I didn't think that he was going to win it. I thought
Yeah,
I thought Shakur that had Shakur written all over it for Shakur to win. But Schofield, he has the talent, but his problem is his inactivity, and then of course his dad and the media and everything like that. Like they talk more than they actually are in the ring, and that's the
yeah.
issue.
Oh yeah, that's who he fought. Farmer. He fought Farmer.
Oh, Tevin Farmer. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
what was that? A first round, second round knockout?
I think second round. He watched Terry Farmer. Yeah. And I was like, I felt bad because I thought Tevin was gonna give him. I kind of thought Tevin was gonna beat him.
No,
And
I
he
thought Floyd
was
Schofield was going to win.
because Tevin he got them. He like every once in a blue moon, you like see like yeah, all right, I see what you got. And I was like, you looked really bad that day. Cause didn't he fight what's called the
William Zapata.
yeah and the Tower Inferno, didn't he?
No, I don't think he ever fought Fedora.
Who was that former for
He
that
fought
30?
Raymond Moratala.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't know
okay.
how
All right,
last
yeah,
name.
I know you're talking about now. Yeah, that's who he fought. But he looked bad.
No, that was a decent fight, but his career's kind of been on the decline. So
Well, I don't think
especially
he
after
should.
getting washed by Schofield like that,
Yeah, he shouldn't even
especially all
think
that
about.
talk.
He should never think about putting them gloves back on. Never.
No, I like Tevin Farmer. The thing
I
is
like him too, but I don't think he should put them gloves back on the way he got beat by Schofield. Nah.
yeah, I think that was too tall of a task for him personally. Like Schofield had like that mindset. It looked like whenever they were doing interviews, like he knew something that Tevin Farmer didn't, and like leading up to the fight, and then for him to get knocked out in the second round like that, like I was just like, yeah, yeah. I think it's about over for Tevin, to be honest.
Yeah. What
I
you
like his
think?
style though.
Yeah. What you think about Dad? What I was thinking about Do you think? Because people keep saying that Fandora should go up because how tall he is. My thing is, that I don't know why people got that mindset. Like because you're a certain height that he should be a heavyweight or a cruiserweight. He going by what his highest body design.
I know, but that boy is Groot. He's too damn tall. Like he's like a basketball player, like 6'7" height, man.
know.
Like that dude is tall, and every weight class he's in is like 5'10", like 6 foot. Like he was talking to Xander Zayas. He was talking about fighting Xander Zayas. He wanted to fight. He wanted to fight the Charlo Bros. He wanted to fight Boots. He also wanted to fight Spence. There was talks about that happening, and that never happened.
Yeah,
So
I remember that. But I don't know. But he's shown that he can be beat. High activity can get him, because that guy that beat him wasn't really known. I forget his name.
Was it Eric Lubinson?
No, not Lubin. Lubin's put a beating on him, but he beat the brakes off of Lubin too. Yeah,
that was like fight of the year, wasn't it?
That's what I thought we was talking about at first, and I said, no, that was Lubin when we was talking about Tevin Farmer, but it was Lubin. He beat the brakes off of Lubin.
That was a good fight. That was a fight of the year.
Yeah, that was a great fight. I thought it was,
and then Lubin got washed by what's his name, Virgil Ortiz. That wasn't even a fight. That was I thought it was going to be a fight of the year contender, but nah.
Nah. That's another dude that probably might have to retire if he didn't already. Please don't come back.
I don't think he retired yet.
Yeah, please don't come back. I don't know, man. I don't know. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. What I missed? Let me see. You still here, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm cleaning up my daughter's plates because they were eating outside just now, and they decided they didn't want the food.
You got rabbits as pets or as food?
Huh? What you said?
You got rabbits, right? You got rabbits?
Nah, I ain't got no rabbits. What?
Oh, I thought you said you got rabbits outside and they didn't want their food.
Nah, my daughters, They were eating
Oh, my
pancakes,
fault. Oh,
and they decided they
my
didn't
bad.
want it, so I was cleaning up their plates.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that Zuffa boxing thing, I mean, like I said before, words of affirmation, that stuff is getting spoke into existence. And I guarantee I put
Man,
80% bet on it.
we've been talking about a boxing game for almost almost 20 years, and is it almost 20 years that he made Fight Night champion? It's close to about 15, something like that. And we ain't get that. We've been saying and saying and saying and saying. Their grandkids gonna probably make the game.
Uh,
So them, like,
I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Watch. I guarantee you, within the next, I'll give it 3 years, there's going to be a
yeah,
Zuffa
you
boxing
said
game.
3 years, man. I thought you was gonna say a year.
Nah, nah. It's just the fact that
They gotta say they gotta do it like they can, like, even though I don't think they will be scared to compete with Steel City, but they gotta do it like before Steel City put out their game.
nah, they're not going to. I don't think so. I think after Undisputed 2, we could expect something.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything happening before Undisputed 2 because they still gotta get their roster together. They still gotta figure out who's actually gonna be a part of Zuffa Boxing Promotions. So once they get all that hashed out and settled, and then they add a few UFC fighters here and there, they'll probably end up having a Zuffa boxing game within the next 3 years, 4 years, maybe. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. Watch. I put 80% on it.
Think it'll be successful?
It depends on how Zuffa boxing is looked at within these next 3 years. If Zuffa boxing promotion ends up being decent or good with the community, boxing community, it could pick up. It could end up happening and being very successful. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to reach the numbers of Undisputed.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yo, but their belt, what do that belt remind you of?
The Zuffa boxing belt?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It looked like a WWE type belt. That junk looks so
generic. Really?
I'm like, yo, what the heck?
Yeah, but that's got Dana written all over it, though.
Yeah,
that's got Dana written all over it because you look at his fighters and stuff like that, like his UFC fighters, they all wear generic shorts and stuff like that. So I mean, that says Dana all over it. Like he ain't putting too much money into that. If it looks good stock, he don't care.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. Dana like he like that rich joker, that bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Bare minimum.
That's what he is.
Yup, I'm like, yo, I say this joker, man, and people don't see it. Or what you think about them saying that Turkey is like pulling out, not giving boxers them big paydays that they were getting when he was saying. I think he's still doing that because he's one of the people that pushed for that fight. What fight we're about to get? We got a fight coming tonight. I keep forgetting.
Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, he the one supporting that.
I think ones that he's heavily actually interested in, he's giving the money towards, but I feel like maybe over time he's probably lessened like how much he ends up like giving all the boxers and stuff like that. Like as in like he'll give it to the exact fights he wants and stuff like that. Like he'll put his money into that stock. But when it comes to like investing in like everybody else, if he doesn't like their style, he doesn't like their character or who they are as a boxer and stuff like that, he's not going to do too much with that when it comes to the money management type thing with them. But like when it comes to like boxers he wants to see, boxers he wants to, or like even if it's an event that he's fully like invested in, like he'll put money towards that. But when it comes to like certain boxers and stuff like that, if he doesn't like them or he doesn't really mess with their style, like he's not gonna put too much stock into that when it comes to money.
Yeah, that's true. People, Blast Egg said people want Inoue to go up, and he'll be the shorter boxer in 126 and 130. Somebody's always going to be moving a new goalpost. Boxers usually know where they fit. Yup, 100%. 100%. See, people always keep wanting you because you're good. They want to keep going up, 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 up. That's not a video. Boxing is not a video game. You can't keep moving up and up. If you're knocking out people, like just say you've been knocking out people in 2 different weight classes, that second, like you moved up that once, that probably was really your weight class. Now you keep moving up more and more. Now it's harder for you to get those knockouts because the same people can't. I mean, the people they're bigger, so the punching power doesn't mess with them. It messed with the people that your weight probably really was. That's how it always do. When you see people they move up a lot, then they stop getting knockouts. It tells you that was where they supposed to have been at anyway. They don't care.
Their power isn't sustainable.
Yeah. Like people say, Mike Tyson wouldn't survive in this era. I said that's a lie because Mike Tyson was always the smaller guy. I said, y'all think Trevor Berbick was small? Y'all think I say about 98% of the people he fought was taller than him and bigger than him.
Mm-hmm.
And Terrell Biggs was a boxer. People forget that, and he was an Olympian. That's why I be saying y'all people take stuff away from Tyson when you should be looking at he made Terrell Biggs quit. And people don't realize who his trainer was. Terrell Biggs was trained by the same person that trained Pernell Whitaker, Mildred Teller, which was I forget his name, George Benton. My brother used to train with George Benton. Not train with him, he was one of his fighters. He sparred with Pernell Whitaker back in the days. That's why, I like Philly style. A lot of people
Pernell Whitaker and Undisputed too.
Yeah, I think, and that's the funniest part because I was trying to get Pernell Whitaker in so many games, and I think right when he got in that accident, I was talking to one of his sons. Right when he got said, "Yo, I want your," he said, "My father just was in an accident." And then I found out that he passed away. I say, "Oh man," I said, "You should honor him, put him in the game." And I know that's probably sounded weird, like, man, would you give us time first, the morning, and then we ask for the game? And I was like, yeah, you're right. Cause I always like, even when who else passed away? George Foreman's son. I was asking his son. I remember I used to talk to his daughter all the time. I used to talk to George Foreman's daughter. I was like, "Daggone." I said, "Is she trying to talk to me, or what?" I used to talk to her all the time. Like, your father should be. I think I was helping Round for Round or EA, one of them, and we used to talk all the time. And then when I heard that she passed away, that junk hurt me, man. I was like, "Daggone." She used to always reach out to me. I was like, "Yo, your father got to be, out there for the younger generation can know who he is." And I think that was a missed opportunity. I know George Foreman ain't said he wanted a lot of money. Because he kept saying, "Yeah, I'm going to be in the game." Every game I asked him about, "Yeah, I'm going to be in the game." And I'm like, "Well, what's going on? Why you ain't in the game?" So I'm wondering what happened. I know Todd would never tell me, but I was like, "Yo, I gave him his information." My thing is, since he passed away, he should be reaching out to his sons, his wife, somebody, get him in the game. Do a family pack.
Yeah.
Even with the Spinks, I was trying to get Spinks in the game. Leon Spink, Michael Spinks, and Corey Spinks. I was trying to get them all in the game, do a family pack. That would have made sense. But still, CD not thinking like that. They all wanted to be in the game. They all wanted to be in the game.
I think this Undisputed 2 roster is going to be bigger than the first one.
I hope so. I hate the way the ads framed it because it makes me think that's the roster we're getting on day one. Like when he said like over like 100 and what he said 10 or 120. He said
I think like over 115 or something.
Yeah, I think that's going to be what we're getting. Then after that, anything after that is like DLC and stuff. I'm cool with that. And my thing is, make sure we have more slots for the creation modes. Let us be able to share boxes because, like I keep telling you, you got people on your team, but they don't realize that that's what keep the community going too, the creation mode. A lot of people, they don't even play games. They don't even play the game that they create the characters for. They just like the art part of it. So you want that person, he probably just bought the game just to create characters, which is crazy to me. I can't see me just buying the game just to create characters for other people to enjoy it.
Hey, some people make money out of that.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about, I said, yes, I would do that. Yeah, like I had a website with the created characters. People love that. And that's why I'm like, they could do that when they make their game. Like, things like that keep your game going, and that helps build the community. Let me see how many people I got in today. Give me a second. Y'all hit that like button, the people in the shadows. I got 6 people in here. I got 72 people that came through today. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button though. So what you think is gonna be a knockout tonight with Benavidez and Zordo? It's hard because he's at that weight. He's like a heavier weight class, and it's like he used to be the big guy. Now it's like even. So is he gonna still have that knockout? But his knockouts come from combinations.
Yeah, he's not like I wouldn't consider him like a one punch power type of person.
But he let his hands go. He let his hands go. I'd be like, dang, go on, hit that joke with what? 10 shots. We need that in the game. Somebody keep telling me they got hit throwing punches like that. Oh, I ain't see nobody do it yet. They say, no, they got his punches in the game. You got to do it. Oh, come on, man. But his speed still is like a pickup. When he throw the punches, it's like a quick, like almost like a flurry. You're not gonna do that unless you like. It's like a momentum thing with him.
Yeah, he punches and bunches in real life.
Yeah. And people are like, I don't want it to be a special move. No, it ain't got to be a special move. But I think
like a signature.
What'd you say?
Like a signature.
Yeah, I think some boxers should have signature moves, even though some people think it's arcade, but some boxers have signature moves.
Yeah, signature punches, signature move.
Yeah.
Like Loma, signature angles.
Yeah.
Like every boxer has a signature.
Yeah, 100%. Angles, defense, punch arcs and stuff like that. And the way Box Fanatical was describing it, Box Fanatical making me want to get excited because he's like, man, he said it's gonna be a boxing fan game, right? Didn't he say that? He said something like that. He said a boxing fan is gonna be happy. And I said, Dad, Box Fanatical, don't get me excited, man. That would draw me in the beginning.
I think Boxing Fanatical, he knows that he kind of oversold what Undisputed One was.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're all being honest, like, you don't Boxing Fanatical does what Boxing Fanatical does. Like he sells
Yeah,
you on the hype. He's good
yeah,
at hyping you up for what it is. But what makes me feel like what he said has some kind of semblance is because before I even heard about what he said in the stream, Box Eye View and King Diaz, two people I actually have talked to, I trust their words. So for them to say what basically he had said too, I feel like there's definitely some kind of they I think what Boxing Fanatico, it's not just hype. I think what he's saying is true. Like there's some truth to it. There's merit because Box Eye View, I feel like Box Eye View, if you look at everybody in the community, I feel like Box Eye View is probably one of the people that you should look most to in the community when it
yeah,
comes to Undisputed. Like
yeah,
he's like the people's champ type of person.
yeah.
And
That's
so for me, like especially because he used to be a boxer and everything like that,
yeah,
like I feel like there's merit to what he says, and I feel like he's not that type of person where if you go on his live streams, like he's a real down to earth dude. Like he's one of those people where he's not gonna like over exaggerate a narrative or hype you on anything. Like he's gonna tell you exactly how he feels. Like he's gonna tell you the truth. He's not one of those people where it's like he's too high or he's too low. Like he's even ground, even tempered. Like he's the type of person where it's like he could be your friend and you're getting the truth from him type of person. So I feel like that's one person who's really grounded, rooted to earth, and that's somebody that a lot of people should look to when it comes to the community. Box Eye's View, because he's not going to be that person that tries to sell you on a story or a narrative. He doesn't care about all that. Like he'll tell you exactly what he saw, how he feels, to the length of what he's able to. And so I feel like with what Boxing Fanatico said, I feel like there's more merit because Box Eye View co-signed it.
yeah,
And I know Box Eye View won't co-sign something he doesn't believe in.
yeah. I'm just a little upset with Box Out View because he was deceptive with me because I caught on. You
I
remember
think he
that?
wasn't allowed to tell you. They're probably
Yeah,
not allowed.
that's why I'm like giving him a little but I'm like, Dad, Box Out View. I was
Because
like,
I don't think
I peeked it. I peeked it early. Remember, I think you was here when I asked him.
I
I
was.
said, hold up, man. Are you going? I said, are you going? He said, no, I'm just asking you. I just want to know.
Yeah, because he was asking you what two questions would you ask the
Yeah,
devs if you were there, and then
yeah,
you would ask him if he was going to the creator event hosting, and he I don't remember what exactly he actually said,
yeah,
but I do remember him being there and asking that question, and you asking him if he was going to be there.
yeah. Because I looked, I said, hold up. Ain't that Box Out View right there? I said, oh, man, you tell me you ain't. I said, no, that got to be an imposter because some Samoans look alike. I hate saying that. That sounds bad because people say all black people look alike. But
Oh yeah, that's crazy. That's
yeah,
that's wild to say all black people look alike.
yeah, that day, yeah. I'm like, oh, come on, man. I said, no, I don't even look like my brother and sister, even though we got different fathers, but still, we still should look alike. No, but I'm just playing. Um, I don't know. Blast X laughing, man. um, yeah, man. I was like, Dad, Box Out View, man. Did he ask my question? I don't think he would ask the question that I gave him.
He might have.
I don't know. I think I listened, but I wasn't listening because I still was amazed that he was there when he was talking. I was like, I don't think. I was like, daggone. I was like the whole time I was watching his video. I like heard different certain things, but everything else was like wrong, wrong, wrong. I was like, this joke. I'm up here like talking to myself. This joker really at the event. And he told me he wasn't gonna be there. Womp, womp, womp. That's all I kept hearing. That's all. I was like, oh man. I said, oh man. Then, but when he came back, what he was saying, he was being honest. He's like, just
Yeah,
you know,
he's one of the more honest people I know in the community.
yeah. He said, just it's gonna be your decision to your. He said, just he going by what he saw and what he know, what he was told, and that's basically what he was saying. Because he basically was saying that things might, the way he was framing it, he was like, from what he saw, because things can change, which they do. But he's saying from what I saw, the game looked great. He said it looked great, and he was happy. I was like, Dad.
Yeah, I mean, even King Diaz, which I don't know how far along they are, but if I was to speculate, I'd say that the earliest of possibilities of it being released, because I know this is a common question, the earliest I could see it being released is late 2027. The latest is 2028, like maybe the middle of 2028, because King Diaz was asked a question in one of his chats on his most recent video of him going to Undisputed and talking to the developers. He had there was a question they had asked. They were like, is the punching, is the boxing better in Undisputed 2 than it is Overhand Interactive? And the common notion is when it comes to the boxing in Overhand Interactive, it looks a lot better than what Undisputed 1 is now. That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah.
So King Diaz says it's unfair because of different games and stuff like that and timelines, but yes, it does look better than Overhand Interactive. So I think that the game could be a little bit further along than a lot of people speculate. And I'm not trying to create no hype or anything like that. I'm not saying it's going to be, this year. It's going to be literally the beginning of next year. I'm just saying, like, I think that the game is a little bit further along than what people think.
Yeah, it
so
is.
it could end up happening sometime in 2027, in my opinion.
Yeah, because Box Fanatical said he said that the game is along further than what a lot of people say. He said he's seen a lot of things. The game, he said if he was estimating, we might get something next year. Like
he said that he thinks that something could be shown at the end of this year.
Yeah, he said the way they're moving, he said because it's easier to implement things. Whatever they're doing it fast. It's like
Go ahead.
He said the engine helps them do what they want to do faster, so they're doing things faster.
He had said something about because the team is bigger, because he was saying like they hired a lot of people and there's a lot bigger of a team, and they have 3 studios. So he said that basically because of how big the team has gotten, and this is a team of experienced devs who have made other video games and stuff like that, like the process could go a lot faster. So he could see something being shown for it at the end of this year, possibly.
I won't be shocked we get a trailer in the summer. They gotta revisit the open gems in the first reveal. Yeah. Oh, you remember that Blaster X, huh? The open gem. That was the concept that we supposed to have got. You remember that? You remember we put that open gems? Remember we had the guy walking through the gym and stuff like that? You could like basically I think you was able to go to any gym you want to, and you could walk through the gym and I guess do different things like whatever you wanted to work out on and stuff. You trying to remember or you don't remember that?
No, I remember that during like the ESBC era.
Yeah. He said we got to revisit that.
It's definitely a potential because the way I look at it is you don't hire development, teams who have experience in like certain departments when it comes to like story modes. Like when you look at Rockstar, when you think of Rockstar, you think of GTA, long story modes with very immersive gameplay and stuff like that, or 2K and stuff like that, where it comes to the more sim aspects of what a sport is and stuff like that. Like you could definitely, I feel positive about the offline community for Undisputed 2 because they hired EA, 2K, and Rockstar for specific reasonings, especially Rockstar though, because it's like Rockstar is known for like that GTA immersive like storylines and stuff like that and gameplay. So, like, I definitely believe that the offline community is going to be happy with what ends up happening in Undisputed 2
Yeah.
because you hire Rockstar for certain reasonings, especially like I said before, they're experienced devs. So when it comes to the storyline aspect, I believe they hired Rockstar specifically for that reasoning.
So what's going saying like real stables that sound more like game of the year stuff. Yeah, man. We can if we had stables, man, I might scream like a girl. Like, bro, you screaming like a girl. Nah, man, that's my sister.
Now there's definitely some bright spots to look up to. Like it's reasonable to be cautiously optimistic because what we're hearing so far, a lot of things definitely sound good. And then when you're also hearing it from the people that you're hearing it from, because King Diaz, a lot of people who do know him know that he wasn't the most positive when it comes to Undisputed content. Like he had said in the video, like he had definitely some negatives when it came to his opinion, when it came to how Undisputed and the dev team handled the community, and then the way that the gameplay was, because at a time he was playing it frequently, and then he had just stopped playing it, and then he started doing more UFC 5, more focused based content. So when it's coming from him that what he had seen looks really good and it looks promising and it looks like the things that essentially the community have been wanting, and then you have a Box Eyes View also co-signing that, it definitely looks like things are looking up for the community, for sure.
Yeah. Or in Clockwork, he did a video. He mad.
Oh yeah, it's okay to be mad.
He was defending the game. He was beefing with I think AJ Pax and somebody else, and he was like going. I think he was defending the game or something. Now he's like mad.
No, he hasn't really. He's kind of based, and what I mean by based is like he's kind of middle ground. Like he's not too high, he's not too low. When it comes to his critiques on the game, he's probably one of the most critical people of the development team and the way that they've handled things, and then also the way that the gameplay has. Like he said, like some good things about the gameplay, but a lot of his content as of recently to me has kind of been critiquing the devs, especially after that content creator that whole meetup for the Crown event of season 1. He was very highly critical of what was going on then.
And I think when people like they don't say nothing until them events happen, it kind of makes some people think they're just being bitter. Like you're being bitter just because you didn't go, but no, they probably saying what they always wanted. Was going to say, and I guess they didn't want to burn no bridges. But I guess they say, hey, I ain't got no bridges to worry about. Burn them all.
I don't think he's one of those. I don't think he's one of those content creators that's like that, because he doesn't really care if he's a part of it. Like, everybody already knows. Like, I'm part of Crown. And I work with Jay, and a lot of others with the whole Crown League. Uh, a Clockwork or in combat, he's not really one of those people who really cares about if he's notarized in leagues or undisputed or getting to know the devs. He's never been one of those type of people. So when it comes to his critiques, and his perspective and opinions on the game as a whole, it's not because of him not being a part of it, because he's never asked to be a part of Crown. He's never asked to be a part of anything. Like his opinions are really solid, based like his own opinions. It's not subjected by anything else or influenced by anything else. Like he's one of those people in the community that's solid on his opinion. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or believes.
Yeah.
Because I've seen him argue with the community about things. It doesn't matter what it is. So yeah, he's pretty straightforward when it comes to his opinions, regardless.
Did you see his newest video?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
Yeah, he said I might burn bridges if I do, so be it. He said, but I gotta tell my truth. I was like, I said, oh.
I mean,
I said these last 2 days was crazy. I said everybody popping up, and people. I said I ain't never really hear you talk really grimy. They talking grimy.
I mean, Marvelous has come back. You remember Marvelous?
Oh yeah. I gave him a shout out. Yeah, Marvelous back.
Like one of my favorite things about this time of year, with Ash coming out and finally just basically saying what should have been said months ago, was the fact that we see a lot of the people who are OGs or they've made their content surrounded around Undisputed. One of my favorite things is seeing a lot of them come back and give their honest critiques and opinions about not only the state of the game, but the way that the devs have handled everything. But then you also get that highlight of optimism about Undisputed 2 being a lot better. Because it's like we all have an understanding, regardless of what journey we're on with the devs or the Undisputed game as a whole, we all have that common consensus that the way that the devs have handled everything has been a 101 books for dummies ways of not to handle anything. Like you should not do what the devs did. Like it was not good. It was wrong. They definitely should have done a whole lot better when it comes to not only transparency, but the way that they had engaged with their community. And that's on the devs as a whole, not just Ash, not just anybody in particular. It's the whole team. So my favorite thing is definitely the fact that the community seems a lot more together than it has been in quite some time. So that's definitely a good positive that's come out recently with the whole finally Undisputed 1 is over. Now we can finally just move on to something else. Yeah. And Undisputed 2 is on the horizon.
Yeah. My thing is, I didn't see a video from King Juice.
Yeah.
I didn't see a video from Dark Side. And I didn't see a video from Coach's Corner. I wonder if coaches are right. But
and cold.
Go ahead, what you said?
And cold-blooded.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and cold-blooded. I'm like, wait.
And iGame.
Yeah. Oh yeah, iGame you watch. I forgot about him. I think iGame you don't watch. He don't like me. I put an olive branch out there, but for some strange reason he don't like me. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I think that's just him. Like that's just his character.
Yeah.
Like if he doesn't really know you, he kind of has that kind of just, you know, you do you, I do me type of energy.
I like that because I be trying to reach out to people in the community so we could be a bigger community. I guess he was like, nah, you. I guess when Beast did to me, say, hey, if you partnered up with Beast, you still part of it. Like daggone.
Nah.
Beast got to piece it up with him.
Beast is kind of on a arc, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know.
Apologizing to Will Kinsler.
Yeah, that right there, that hurt. I rather for him to apologize. He already apologized to JMMA, but JMMA and all that, the Wilkins, yeah, you went a little overboard, but I wouldn't have apologized.
I would have, because he definitely
What will prevent him from doing nothing? Will is one going to invite him up there regardless of anything.
But here's my thing. We can all agree that the way that he had handled things and the delivery of his message was way overboard.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he attacked a lot of people for... these are people content creators who don't know him. And I don't have anything towards Beast. I don't really know him like that.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Crooks the Great, who barely knew who he was, Beast had come out and made videos about him, made videos about JMMA, race, some crazy outlandish crap.
Yeah.
That controversial video. And then it's just like, we can all understand the fact that we have certain feelings and beliefs when it comes to the devs, but we don't have to go over the line about certain things. Like you have your reasonings, and you have your personal beliefs, but do you go overboard and threaten people or talk about the way that they look and, oh, this person is that? Like, at that point it just becomes childish, because it's like, if you have a message, deliver it. But the problem is the way that he delivers it, it comes off as childish. So that's why nobody's listening. Yeah. And it's like, sometimes it's not the message, it's just the messenger. And for this situation, I feel like the way that the messenger has sent his message, it's a common consensus and it's a common sentiment that's felt throughout the community. But the message and the way that it's delivered, it's just too much.
Yeah. And I think they look at y'all both, that's both of y'all. Like when that guy said what he said from the WBC CG thing.
The Didier guy.
Yeah. He was saying that. I was like, yo, man, that's not me. That's not my thing. Even if I did say something about some handcuffs, but I was saying something else, not no threatening, no violent stuff or nothing like that. And I would never say that.
Yeah, you've never been one to threaten anybody. Like, no. It doesn't matter. I've never heard you threaten or go over the line about anything, really, when it comes to the devs.
No. Nope, none of them. Even though some I'll probably hit him with a paintball. No, I'm just playing. I mean, yeah. We did 2 hours, man. About to do 2.5. You got any shout outs you want to say?
No, I think I said just about everything.
I appreciate you, especially you was holding it down. I took that little space, that little break. Shout out to Don D205. Shout out to the Wishlist Mafia. Shout out to Blaster X. Appreciate you, Blaster X1. Shout out to Blaze Pound for Pound. Shout out to PLOs. Shout out to A Smooth 007. Shout out to Don D205. Shout out to Kazima 93. Shout out to who else came through? Shout out to Crooks the Great. Appreciate you coming through. You've been like every day. Appreciate you. Shout out to Precisely. Shout out to AJ Pax. Shout out to Leafy. Appreciate everybody that's listening in the shadows. Until the next show tomorrow, the show is usually at 3:00. Man, you would come. Why is it always be the right when we're about to go off? Unless you was listening in the Oh, you been here for hours. Shout out to Harvey Fofi. Shout out, man. So you was here, so I appreciate you, man. I'm glad you made it known you was here, and I gave you your shout out. Please hit the like button, please. I'm about to end the show. If y'all want to be on the show tomorrow, just let me know and I'll tag y'all in. It's a lot of things we can talk about too. But until tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Salute. Peace.
Peace.